Hello, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a minute since I looked at Starbucks. I've always hated how Starbucks workers are the most criticized when they speak out against horrible working conditions and mistreatment. In 2022, I made a video responding to a video making fun of a college student that was working part-time as a barista. Last year, I did a video where I exposed Starbucks' union busting and encouraged unionization among the company's workforce. It's been another 7 months since I did that video, and I promise I'm going to start talking about Starbucks more often. Food service is hard work. That's something I saw for myself firsthand. Once when I was working in the deli as my first real job at the beginning of COVID, and again when I was working at Brahms for a short time. Today we're going to be looking at the working conditions and horrible treatment from bosses and customers alike that Starbucks workers are dealing with heading into 2024, and how I think they should respond. I'm headed to the Reddit community r/Starbucks baristas. The first post is titled "For Here Cups," reading, "So apparently if you're on lunch break and staying in the store, you have to use the For Here cups and not the single-use cups. Manager said that she would be forced to give warnings if partners are caught. This is unbelievable." A comment below this reads, "I just don't like the fact that corporate acts like they're saving the environment by cracking down on this rule, meanwhile we're out here throwing away hundreds of cups daily, and a large amount of them due to their shitty quality control." So Starbucks, in what is clearly a foolish attempt to save face, is forcing employees to use multi-use cups, and issuing warnings to employees for buying single-use cups whereas they have no business doing so, since the employee on their lunch break is technically the customer, and then ordering poor quality cups. It kind of reminds me of when I was working at Brahms. I was ordering something to eat on my lunch break, and the head manager was my cashier, and he was trying to force me to use the discount card, which using the discount card just deducts from your paycheck, so it's not really a discount at all. But the guy was so adamant that I used my discount card to buy whatever I was trying to buy. And why exactly? I'm going to be paying full price anyway. What business does an employer have trying to dictate what its workers do with their own money? If Starbucks doesn't want their employees to use single-use cups, why the hell are they even selling that shit in the first place? If they care about the environment so much, why sell stuff that isn't environmentally friendly? It's almost like they don't actually give a shit. And if they can't catch you for using For Here cups, they'll change the schedule without telling you. I'm a full-time student in an extremely busy degree program, and I plan my weeks out as soon as the schedule comes out because I am stretched so thin right now. Like between work and school and trying to stay on top of bills and doing well, I am at my breaking point. Our manager keeps making changes to a schedule that's been posted without telling people or straight up ignoring our availability, and despite speaking about it to them, they continue to do it. I'm tired of it. What is the formal Starbucks policy? Are they allowed to do this? Or am I in my rights to go to PCC or ethics? So the thing about ethics, and trust me, I get it. Ethics, human resources, these people are not your friend. Ethics is only there to protect the company, and dick slap the working people. Filing a complaint with ethics will only result in cut hours, worse treatment, or, as in a lot of cases, termination. It does not matter what the context is, you could be getting raped by the CEO of the company every day and not a damn thing would happen to him, but you best believe you would be getting fired. Companies like Starbucks tell you that unions are bad and to talk to ethics to address your concerns. But really what their true intention is with having an ethics team is weeding out the so-called crybabies. Walmart did this same shit when I worked there. They would change the schedule and not tell me and spring a no-call no-show on me every couple of weeks or so. And yeah, I got fired because of it. Emailing ethics about it was tantamount to speaking into a well. No response. I get why Starbucks employees film themselves literally crying and upload it for the world to see, because they want to expose the level of stress they deal with. Working for a company where the SMs can just change the schedule on a whim, a skeleton crew holding it down, people slipping and falling on spilled coffee, customers berating them non-stop, and on top of their miserable, sometimes dangerous working conditions and absolutely horrible treatment, people going through college, attending class, studying for exams, and trying their damnedest to make ends meet as rent rises and wages remain stagnant. If OP is watching this, what I think you should do is quit your job at your earliest convenience. I personally think that even retail, with its many downs and few ups, is a lot less stressful than a job like Starbucks. Just as an example, Dollar General may not be much better about labor unions, but when I worked there, it was relatively laid back compared to food service. As an SA, all I did was run the register and stock product when there weren't any customers. It might not pay as much as food service, but you'll be doing yourself a favor by getting away from Starbucks. It doesn't end there though. Another stress factor that Starbucks workers have to face is not being able to call off sick without anxiety. Called off last Monday because I literally couldn't drive my car anywhere due to winter weather. And even if I was able to make it in, I would have only been there for 2 hours because the store was going to close early because of the weather. This Monday, I called off because I'm sick and I wouldn't pass the health check thing. I worked yesterday and could barely keep it together. My sinuses were so swollen that I couldn't stop sneezing 7+ times in a row, as well as not being able to talk or laugh without it turning into a cough. I was sent home early yesterday, and I was under the impression it was because I was sick. I just called my store to let them know that I'm under the weather, and my SM answered. That alone made me anxious because, well, it's my SM. I told her what's going on, and she started talking about how she would have loved if I had found coverage beforehand, and that she thought I was just given the option to go home early. And then she told me when I came came back to work, this would literally be my last workday before my weekend, so it's not like I'm missing a significant amount of work due to me being sick, that we're going to have to sit down and connect about attendance. She also said this in a pretty passive-aggressive tone. I'm planning on writing down sick time in the book for today and when I left yesterday, and these are literally the only 2 times I've called off. I've been working this job for 6 months and I've only called off twice, and I've only been late once by 5 minutes because of traffic, and still made sure to give them a heads up about that. Am I getting in deep trouble here? My SM thinks she can run our store however she wants to and that all of us like it, but it's actually the opposite for a lot of my coworkers. This right here is why we hear of Starbucks workers coming to work sick. They can't call off sick without their boss rebuking them. 2 sick days over the span of 6 months is apparently grounds for corrective action. Starbucks workers are treated like fucking robots. I've worked for my new job for about a month now, and trust me, I hate having to miss work, especially for the job I have now, because I genuinely enjoy my current job. I've already called off twice, once because I was sick and again because the roads were extremely slick with ice, and I couldn't hardly get to the car without almost slipping and busting my ass. I wasn't talked to about it or anything. Now, if they did have a problem with me being sick, then I would have told them that I could get a doctor's note, but that I'm not going to risk getting my coworkers and our customers sick. Workers call off sick because they feel like shit, and they want to stay home that day and rest and recover. You would think employers would come to the same conclusion I just stated about risking getting other employees sick as well as their customers, but unfortunately, food service companies don't give a shit about that. They would put anyone's health and safety in jeopardy if it meant making record profits year after year. They would kill their own wives and children if they thought it would make them more money. Shit like this is why Starbucks employees want to join and form labor unions. The company does not give a shit about them and it shows. Even to this day, Starbucks is getting in trouble for union busting, firing employees for trying to unionize, and closing down stores that join unions. My sympathies are with Starbucks workers. I think they have what it takes to inspire employees of other companies to fight for bargaining power and uphold their rights as workers. I personally think unionizing is futile though. As we uncovered in our recent video about Walmart, corporations are literally willing to hire federal agents to aid them in their fight against the working class, and Starbucks is a large enough company that I don't doubt that they already have. Unless labor unions were to wage an all-out war against Starbucks corporate, unionizing is a near insurmountable task, and at this point, I think the option that is not only easier but more fitting of Starbucks' violation of union rights is for a mass resignation to strike the company. Baristas and other entry-level employees should quit their jobs and seek a career change, leave the company for dead, and go to trade school. Learn a useful skill and pursue work that is actually meaningful, isn't a dead-end job, and doesn't require you to endure the constant verbal and mental abuse from customers and manipulation from your bosses. If Starbucks wishes to stay in business following a mass resignation, maybe they should take lessons from McDonald's and automate. A robot might be more willing to tolerate sudden schedule changes and being yelled at and berated by complete strangers. If the people in charge of the company, whose paychecks are hundreds of times greater than the paychecks their store-level employees earn, would rather not spend money on mass automation, perhaps they would enjoy not being able to exploit any labor at all. And I suppose that will conclude this video. Ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed this video, please be sure to click thumbs up, share this video with your coworkers, leave your thoughts in the comments below, as well as any stories you have from working at Starbucks or elsewhere, and please subscribe for more content like this, as there will be more, and click the bell to get notified when I upload. Thank you for watching, and I'll be back soon enough with another video. Bye guys.